you Hey everyone, sorry about the delay. We were having some tech issues. For some reason, YouTube was not allowing me to see your guys' beautiful messages and chat with us. And that was obviously not going to work. So I had to do a little finagling, but we got it figured out. So that's why we're getting started a little bit later. Everyone, I just want to go ahead and give you a shout out real quick. We have Caesar, Darren, Kagler, Errol. Who else is on? Phil, Melanie, and Sand Dude, awesome. All right, I'll read your guys' message in a moment. Welcome, family, to another one of our public Q&As that we do for our Kung Fu site, entershaolin.com. If you're not a member yet, you should really head over there and join because soon that part of the membership is going to be closed down for only the people that have access to it now. So the training hall, which is like literally an encyclopedia of Sifu Fu's brain, is only going to be available to those people that sign up today or have signed up in the past. So you go to entershaolin.com/join and check that out. All right, family, let's see what's going on. I'm your host, CJ Jamie. This is Sifu Fu. We also have Sifu Larry behind the scenes, and I know he's going to be popping in. Go ahead and let us know if you haven't already where we're coming in from, and give us a thumbs up if you can hear us and see us okay. On my end, it sounds good, but we want to make sure you guys can hear us okay. For those of you that joined us yesterday for the live class, thank you so much. Apparently, we had some other audio issues, though not as bad as the other time, but there were some moments where Sifu Larry's mic was supposed to be on, but for some reason it wasn't coming through. And unfortunately, we had no way to monitor that. So we're going to see if there's a way we can fix that going forward. Because as of right now, it's just us three. We need like another team member, I think. But anyways, I digress. We'll get it better for you guys and go the next time. All right, let's see. Caesar said, hi, family. It's nice to be here one more time from San Diego, California. Thanks for joining us, Caesar. We got Darren coming in from Western Australia. And we have Kagler, who says, I was a fencing bout, something I tried jujitsu sweep me for the championship, but I used your techniques to champion against the bully. Well, congratulations. Good to hear. Errol's coming from London, UK. Let's see. Dan says, unfortunately, I have to work. I have to beat the heat so early start. I will have to catch the replays later on today. Saw Sifu's training vid. More good info as always. Good to see some young blood there. Awesome. Well, I'm sorry that you have to work, but I understand wanting to beat the heat. I know it's summer where you are at, so we will miss you. I'm guessing that means we won't see you in the members only webinar, but the replays will definitely be available to you, brother. So if you have any questions, go ahead and just put them in the chat for us, whether it's for this one or if you want us to do it for the members only. I will make sure that it gets taken care of. All right, so we also have Kagler. This is Hola, la familia. Hola. Errol says, hi, Darren. Oh, okay. You guys talking. Phil, hurrah. Good to have you on, brother. Melanie says, hi, family. I'm coming in from Southern Utah. Guys, if you haven't ever seen any of Melanie's footage and all that good stuff or photography, she lives in one of the most beautiful places in America. I could be biased though, but check her out when you get a chance. She has some really awesome photography and videos. All right, Kagler says, hi, Melanie. Oh, okay, you guys are talking. Moving on. Sandude, greetings, Sifu Fu, CJ Jamie, Sifu Larry, and everyone there. Good to see everyone. Good to see you too. All right. Cackler says a belly ring. I'm not sure I know what the heck that's about. All right, moving on. Don's coming in from Toronto. Errol says quality of the live stream is very good. Well, thank you. We've been working hard, as you know, Errol, to fix that. So I'm glad it's looking good to you guys on your end. Pure technique. All right, first question. Sifu, how long did it take for you to develop your bridging and trapping?
It takes years to develop the bridging and trapping because you have to learn how to use your forearms as well as your hands, and a lot of people tend to go back to hands. So you have to learn how to make the control on this side of your arm as easy as you can with your hands. That's one. Two, you have to learn to control the energy, move with the energy, and develop the ability to convert and manipulate the energy the way you want. So learn how to create this as a pivot so you're not like going like this and throwing it where you can rotate and keep that control between there to do that. So That takes time because it's not just your arms that you're learning to do. You have to learn to use your body, and you have to learn to develop pressure and control. So, like anything, it is developing the ability to manipulate energy. That's really what it comes down to. I don't care whether you're bridging or you're trapping. It is learning how to do that precise and fast. So those are the things you have to do. You have to be able to develop your techniques at a high rate of speed. That's what makes you successful or fail because you lack the ability to do that. Like anything and everything, you have to be able to execute before the person can actually feel it and counter it. You have to learn to make it fast. I tell my students all the time when I learn to attack, it has to be in half a second or less. It has to be, it has to burst. It can't develop a speed. It has to accelerate in that. One, it has to do that. Two, it has to be on purpose. You have to make sure that you're doing it because your mental state is to make that happen, not just to throw your hands out to try and do something. It has to be short. It has to be small movements. Can't be big movements. So all these things, these principles you do, has to make it for that. And the other thing is like training. Like I said, I don't know exactly when I got it. I just developed to get better and better and better all the time. How I know I get better is because my movement's more refined. It's very sharp. So when I'm moving like this, like I don't, let's say I do move. I don't do this. I do this. You can see how my hands, instead of going like this and making this big movement to make the guy swing out and everything like that, I'm more or less making my movements very refined. So I learned how to keep my base very solid, very structured, and I learned how to manipulate through my wrist and not through my arm wrist. So like that's not a wrist control. That is an arm pushing with the wrist, kind of following, not leading. Whereas I do it like this. You see, it's a lead. You can see versus does it look like I'm leading or it looks like I'm following? So that's the biggest hurdle I see for a lot of people. They don't really know how to use the wrist well, and a lot of people say, oh, they know how to use the wrist. They don't. The main thing is that if you look at the hands of somebody who knows how to use a wrist, look at the hand and see if it's like the head of the snake or the tail end of the snake. If it's the tail end of the snake, then they're not using the wrist. They're using the arms and making the wrist look like it's in control, but it's not. It's actually following the arm. So when you see people do this and they're like, okay, I know how to turn my wrist. I know. See, we turn our wrist. You're not turning your wrist. You're moving your arm and your wrist is followed. So it looks like it's a tail. It doesn't look like it's leading. Where if I do this, you could see the wrist is leading the movement versus this is following. It's the arm that's initiating the control and not the wrist. So that's the main thing when you are training. You have to learn to do that, develop that wrist control. It's so important. But remember, the wrist can't do it without the base. So first and foremost, you must develop base. Base is like learning how to take steps for running, right? You use your arms to swing to keep you balanced, to help create momentum, but it's actually your feet that perpetuates the forward energy from the ground. So it's the same. Without the base, it's like having no feet. Your arms like your wrist is like your arms. So without the leg behind it, you're just swinging your arms and you don't run with your feet. You're going nowhere. So you have to get your base out, which is like taking your steps. You have to learn to do that, and then you have to learn to turn your wrist with that base behind you. Otherwise, swinging your arms without putting your legs out, you just look like you're going nowhere. And that's the same thing. If you don't know how to turn your wrist when you have that base proper, then you're just not going to be able to do well. And if you try to turn your wrist without the base behind, then it's going nowhere. So hopefully that helps answers your question and enlarges the question to answer more on a broad term what we should do.
So if you have any more questions about that, Pure Technique also said, I love the live broadcasting. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Awesome sauce. And then Caesar said it was great to see Sifu with VIP access for Shaolin followers. Definitely required. Yes. Yeah, there's going to be some more VIP stuff coming up soon too, Caesar. We're going to be filming something for that this upcoming week. So look for that in the following week from there. Let's see. Sandu said yesterday's live class was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that class with us. We got to see Sifu and others in action, teaching and lessons and members. Awesome to see them. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Pure Technique says, what are some good drills for closing the distance on bridging?
Okay, there's two types of bridging. Okay, there's open bridge and closed bridge. Um, so this from here to here, from like the mid part of your forearm to your wrist is what we call an open bridge. From the forearm, like towards your elbow, it's called a closing bridge. Okay, and the difference between like let's say she has her hands out.
An open bridge is me taking my hand and connecting here and then learn how to use it and close in. A closed bridge is like from here and rotating, manipulating from the forearm and elbow. So those are the two types of bridging that we develop. Some of the techniques, one of the best techniques like to close in on bridging is to use your legs and bring it in that way, especially when the guy's bigger and longer. And it's hard for you to close in because they have such range. Use your legs. Feigning is another way to technique to get them distracted, so they think you're going one way, you go the other. So when someone's throwing a punch, like using the kick to take away their stability to move as fast. So this is the way you want to do it. So it's like here, and then now you can get to the elbow, so you can do this and then close in that. That's one method. Another methods are cutting angles. So you cut the angles and close in this way. So you can do that. Those are good ways, like I said. Disrupting the person's forward energy is one way to bridge. Fading them out, so they're like throwing a punch, and you go, now see you made them think certain ways. Her head turns, she sees like I'm going towards the leg. She might bring her hands down. She might turn her head away. Those are ways that that you can develop a way to bridge. Two, you can let them punch and close your bridging tight this way, and then just take the hand. So if she's punching fast, like, ooh. So if she's punching fast, I can go like this and see, so I use my wrist really quick. So these are open bridges, okay? Closed bridges is usually when they want to close in the distance. If they double far, like range punch like this, or they're far, you can't really use closed bridge as well, because even if you could successfully close the bridge, it's hard to close the gap. So closing the bridge is to close the gap. So open bridge is good from long distance, so I can do like this. So you can see my bridging, and I'm doing an open bridge to a closed bridge with two open bridges. So I can do like this and rotate her and turn her. So that's a method. Closed bridge is really good is when they want to come in, like for example, grappling stage. Someone who throws a tight punch on you. Someone who basically wants to bum rush you. In those incidents, close range are good. For example, I'll go slow so I'm not hitting your face, okay? Close bridge is like she's going to grab it. Don't lean in, by the way. So close bridge is good because like I can do this, and she's like, this is my closed bridge right here. So I'm actually going to go in, use my elbow to rotate right in. So this is a good close. She's punching, grabbing, or whatever. This is a closed bridge that I can do and take that. So these are good closed bridges if they can close in on you. That's really where closed bridges works out. Trying to develop closed bridge on a long range, I don't think it would work at all. Probably 99% failure rate. The only time I would say successful is the guy's drunk. He's just losing his balance, where he's not retracting quick or taking a step away. It's hard to do a closed bridge with someone who is alert, aware, ready for battle. He's going to keep his distance. He's going to stay away. So it's very hard to close bridge. But open bridge is good. That's what that open bridge is for. So when they're keeping away, you develop it, and you can connect from an open bridge here, or you can connect the open bridge to the arm, depending on how close they want to get to you. So those are the ways. Angle cutting, like I said, is the one way to develop open bridge. Feigning is another. So they're like this. If I go, now I can close the bridge and slap the arm and come in. So I can do a fading like that. Angle cuts the other one, okay? And then, like I said, open bridge is the best way to develop closing on someone who keeps away. Closed bridge is really good when they want to close that distance. That's why it's called closed bridge and open bridge. You close the bridge, and you have to fight close. When they're far, you have to take that open space here, and you have to bridge that, and that's what these techniques are for. If she, like I said, she's trying to grab and close the distance, now I can say I can do close bridge because she's closing in. Or she's punching from a range, she just pulls away. It's very difficult, like punching from far, and then for me to go like this, it's just very difficult. Do that again, and now see, now I can do an open bridge, and that's much better. So those are the two ways you can bridge someone for someone who fights from far away. Open bridge is always a better way to close someone in. Closed bridges are very rare to, if possible, to even work, because again, people will move away. People are going to pull their hands fast. It's very hard to close that gap. So you can use an open bridge to a closed bridge. It's there. It is possible, like a hook punch. Somebody throws a hook punch. This way, so it's easier for them to see. So I can do it like this. You can see an open bridge into a closed bridge here, and then I can move it in. That's a method that you can do too. So that's an open bridge to a closed bridge. So those are methods that you can create in a technique to get in on someone. But feigning angles are the best ways to create a bridge from a far range with an open bridge. I hope that answers your question.
The good information there.
He says your microphone's low.
It should be okay now. It was turned down for a second. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you can hear me okay now. I think Super Larry got it taken care of already. Let's see. Molly says it is beautiful here in Utah. Yes, it is. All right, down here a little bit. Oh, I got you, Cackler. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Let's see. Pure Technique said, so develop the articulated movement first. Ah, yes. Thank you, Sifu. Don said, does China work against a bigger, stronger opponent? Yeah. That's all we do here is work against bigger, stronger opponents.
Any technique you do, it's irrelevant of the size of the person because their size and strength shouldn't make the difference because you're never ever attacking the size. You should always be attacking the point. Okay, that's one. So two, understand when a person gets bigger, right? Their muscles get bigger, but never their joints. And when it comes to chin out, you are attacking joints. Have you ever seen anyone lift weights? You can lift like 600 pounds, but their fingers are that fat because they started getting stronger. You see the wrist getting bigger. Nobody's joints gets bigger. Only muscles get bigger. Okay. So when a person's getting bigger, 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 it's because he has more mass to the muscles, not to the joints. Chin out is about when you're talking about locking. Chin out has weapon striking, nerve blocking, cavity striking. But when it comes to locking, joints are always basically the same size. They don't grow no matter how big a person gets. Okay, so attacking joints is easy. First off, no matter how big, let's say they're this big, okay? This is only this big still. I'm not attacking the size, I'm attacking the joint. And the good news about learning how to attack someone's joint is once you break the joint, you break the strength behind it, okay? So no matter how big or strong someone is, if you can control that point, okay? And chin up means to seize and control.
Yeah.
So I'm controlling the joint, then I control all of that behind you. So a little science, a little thing you can see here. If she keeps her arm straight,
Okay.
I can't bend this, okay? Don't let me bend it.
I will.
She can keep it.
I
If
mean,
I
I'll
do
do my
this,
best.
don't let me bend your elbow.
Well,
okay?
when you do that, Sifu, it's kind of
It's
impossible.
impossible. It's impossible. Here's the other thing too. If I just grab this little joint here and I told her, like, come to me. No, come into me. Walk into me.
Trying
Walk,
to.
walk.
I
And so
just want to go to the floor instead.
again, did I attack the size or did I attack the point?
Oh.
More often than not, when people think of locking, they try to take them into a lock. You should lock them so they can go where you want them to go. You should not take them into a position so that you can lock them. You should lock them and it'll take them to that position. So that is one of the things that you want to keep in mind at all times. The other thing is when you find that it's hard to lock someone, it's because they're not using technique. You're using strength to back up that technique. And that's where, if you ever feel like you're doing a move where you have to muscle someone to do it, it's one of two things, okay? One, you're either muscling to get it done, or two, the energy which it gave you was not called to do that technique. Okay? For example, like I'm doing a chin out lock. If I go this way, like this, I can easily lock her down, easily. Okay? But if someone says, do that again, and you're doing it, and all of a sudden they start forcing your arm this way, well, then it becomes difficult to do that because the energy didn't say to do that. So instead of, like say, this happens, it happened to me a lot of times when I was growing up. I would do a move, I'd show them how it works. They drop to the knees. They're like, oh my gosh, like do it again. But this time, instead of gripping me, they grip me and they swing my arm. So you can't do this technique anymore because they're forcing you this way.
So then,
so then you should be doing another technique, which you can do this way. So you have to understand the energy has to be able to dictate how you do the lock. So if she's doing a move where she's taking my arm this way, I would never want to go this way because it goes against what the energy dictates. That's one. And again, if she was neutral and hold me really strong, and I'm going like, then I did not do the technique. I'm actually feeding her. I actually did this. I think
Saturday. Yeah.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
Your goal is to
the replay later.
Your goal is to never basically attack someone's arm. Okay, they have extensor flexor muscles. Okay, that's a lot. Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many muscles are in the forearms. Okay. Then you got your biceps, which is 2 muscles. You got your triceps, it's 3 muscles. You got the pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, lateral push. You got the deltoids. All these muscles, when you do this, you allow them to engage, which makes it very difficult to fight. Unless you're strong, the whole entire person's arm and strength on your wrist, you're never going to beat that.
Right.
Okay. So you should never engage to attack someone's arm. And watch, I know it's hard to be able to see someone's energy, but watch her shoulders engage if I do. Do not let me do it if you can. So watch this. Don't engage. I mean, don't try to let me do it.
Yeah.
Force it in if you can. Do you feel you can use your arm strength at all?
No.
No, because I did not feed the energy. Okay, I fed it to my wrist, not hers, and that's the common mistake people make when they do a move and they feel someone's arm engaged. It's because you fed the arm. Hold me if you can. I don't feed their arm. I feed my wrist, and then I can take them from that. So that's the biggest mistake that people make. So those are the two types of mistake when you're doing any lock. When you find it's difficult, either you're not doing the technique right and you're muscling through their strength, or two, you are not doing it according to what the energy dictates. Those are the two things. So when I do a wrist lock like this, like I've done this with guys who are 6'4", 300 pounds, like super strong, and make a fist. A lot of times, try to do this. If you could do this and you're trying to do a reverse wrist lock and you find that it's difficult for you to do, then you're not doing the technique right. You're not controlling the energy. You're overcoming their strength. I could do this, and I just my finger like this, and I go, don't let me do it. If I do like this, don't let me do it. She can hold her strength, but if I can learn how to control the energy, don't let me do it if you can.
No.
Okay, what's the difference? Okay, I'm not going to teach that part on the what, but let's just say this: I didn't go against her strength. I converted her energy. That's the difference in which I did. The other one, I was overcoming her strength. She was engaging her arm. She was able to fight it. She won't be able to do it. I went to a convention many years ago where this guy trained for 47 years. And the method in which he did to make a wrist lock work was he would distract them. He would try to yank their balance. He would try to flick their face or something like that, make them forget to use their strength and do it, which is fine. There's a method of saying, I can lock you as long as you don't resist me. Me, I don't care about distracting. I'll lock you if at full resistance because I don't care how strong you are, because I'm going to use your strength against you rather than try to make you not use your strength. I want to utilize the strength. That's the difference of what we want to do when we lock. We're not trying to overcome them with speed or force. We manipulate them so no matter how strong they are, it's going to feed against them. And that's the goal.
That's the goal, fam. And for those that are members, obviously, if you want us to talk more about that in the webinar to come on Zoom, we'll cover that. And for those of you that are not members yet, if you want to get access to our full training hall, you still can go to entershaolin.com/join. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, that page will not be up. Well, at least to join the training hall. So just go do it ASAP. You won't regret it. If you love the stuff that we're doing here on YouTube for free, you will really love the membership site. All right. All right, let me see here. What other questions do we have? Where can I get that? There we go. All right, we covered that one. Let's see. Kagler said, empty hand movement, fencing movements. Can you help me? So can you help with fencing movements, empty hand movement of fencing?
What? Help what?
I guess how to do it better? I don't know.
I don't understand the question. Help with what? Empty hand movement? Like open hands? Like
I guess so. I'm not
no
sure.
weapons?
Well, it says fencing movements, so I'm not sure.
I don't know fencing terms. So if there's a term.
All right, Kagler, let us know. Are you meaning practicing without a sword in your hand or something else? Because if so, like send me a video and stuff. We'll cover it next week because I know we're running late here. Not yet, but we only have about 15 minutes. So I won't be able to review the video until then. But if you're just talking about open hand practicing, let us know, because then we can point you in the right direction. But again, guys, like it doesn't matter what it is, like it's just understanding how these techniques work and then applying it to your everyday. I had one of our members who's been a member for several years, but hasn't like really dug into the content. They decided to do an orientation, which FYI members, if anyone's watching this and you've never done an orientation, shame on you, jump on one. I won't give the link here because then other people will get it, but you can email me at support@entershaolin.com if you don't know how to do that. It is on the website, but it's never too late, okay? It's there to help you guys focus on your training goals and best utilize the website so you get the most bang for your buck and for your efforts. But anyways, we were talking about how to get a hold of training and all these different things. And one of the things that I thought was really cool that he did, which was he was being honest with himself about not making the time before to take the time to train well and to really just like make the time to do the training. And one of the things I wanted to remind him of is yes, that's absolutely important to take that time to find time to train throughout your day and dedicate that time to making yourself better, mind, body, and spirit. But I also wanted to let him know that you can effectively be training no deck no principles throughout your whole day. And if you're not already doing that, shame on you. So you don't have to really ask us like, hey, how can I implement this and this? It's the same thing. You know, 3-proof is going to be 3-proof, no matter if you have a sword in your hand or you have a, I don't even know, like a fork, a knife. So it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. When you're opening a door, you're still, you know, focusing on having your 3-proof and having your consistency of pressure and all the different things. So it's really about learning these principles, understanding them, and then applying them to your day-to-day life. So that way you can just move throughout your day more efficiently. And then when you need them in a fighting application, it just becomes second nature. That's really what we want for you guys and gals. All right, so let's move on from that. Are you still having problems hearing us, guys? Because Melanie had said Sifu's mic was low, then CJ's is. Sometimes Sifu starts talking really low and then goes really high. And we don't have a way to like monitor him 24/7. Sifu, please try to talk more evenly. Get some consistency of pressure in that voice.
Sure, I will.
Thank you. All right.
No problem.
Seven said, if I had money, I have it by now. I love martial arts. Well, Seven, go get some money then. If you need,
We thank you for the,
but thank you. But yeah, if you need help,
the
like some
attention.
suggestions on how to make more money, I promise you, Seven, I help you figure that out. There's so many different ways, online and offline, to make extra money. If there is a will, there is a way. Okay, that much I know. So if you really have a desire, I'd love to help you for free. Email me at support@shaolin.com. I will help you out, Seven. We'll figure it out together. All right. Melanie says, I guess we can hear you better now. Awesome. Don said, energy control. Got it. Thanks. Yes. Seven. That's a bit ninja. Kagler said, okay. Pure technique. There we go. Sifu, I have done, let's see, no ga When I've never seen that one before. Sorry about that. And Kempo. Also, my friend is Chris Chan, Wing Chun lineage. Unfortunately, I do not know who that is. I don't know if you know Sifu.
No.
I practiced with him as well for a couple years on and off, but I love your style. It's well blended. Thank you. We love what we do too. Appreciate that. Nicholas, hi everyone. Hey Nicholas, and hello LT newbie. All right, family, we have about 10 more minutes.
I would like to say that our NDN is not a style.
Well, yeah,
It's
that
a
too.
system. Okay, and a style is
Do you want to break that down a little bit? Because we
specific
got some
ways of
time.
movement. Yeah, styles are defined by basically principles of way you want to move and how you want to move. That's basically like styles. Like Wing Chun is linear system. Animals use circular motion. So there's a principle in which they move. That's what a style is. A system is the manner in which you move. The energy behind what you do is what we look at, and we don't care what your style is. That's why we say don't let style define you, let energy refine you. We're not about who's better, the boxer, the karate guy. It doesn't matter to us because given at the end of the day, the practitioner who's really good at what he does fights another guy who's okay at what he does, he more likely will be able to win because he's better at executing the movement in which he does better than the other guy. We're not about like I said, the way you move. It's as more important as how you're moving in that. So you can be an NDN karate master. You can be an NDN jiu-jitsu master. You can be an NDN boxer. You can, so it's not about the style.
You could be an NDN football player, okay?
It's like the term kung fu. Kung fu actually means accomplished efforts. It's not a Chinese martial art. Actually, it's translated as accomplished efforts. Yeah. So it's achievement through hard work. That's what Kung Fu means. NDN is similar in terms of that, where it's not about what you're moving, what manner in which you're moving. It's how you're moving that energy behind that manner. So we are a system, not a style. You can, if you're practicing, like I said, fencing, or Kaggle, you could take someone, he just mentioned that some guy made the jujitsu technique and fought him while he was doing fencing, and he was able to counter using my technique. The technique is the principle of energy. It's not about, oh, if he's a jujitsu guy, I got to use a jujitsu technique against him, or I got to do this against him. It doesn't matter the style. It's a matter of the energy. So we are about how the energy works. That's why you never hear me promote one style over the other. It's not about the style. You can take one person with one style and beat him with another style. It just depends on that fighter. That fighter makes the difference. And he can execute faster techniques. He can be more powerful in his techniques, a combination of both. He's more refinement in his fluidity. But again, is that the style or is that the manner in which he moves? Right? So I've trained guys who are like, done like, I'll just pick karate because it was one of them, where I had a guy do a block and I hook punch him. I punch him right in the face still. And I broke through him, and I didn't hit him hard. I just tapped him. But in the end, he did his karate 100% the way he was taught, but he did it through the shoulders. I taught him, we did techniques. I showed him how to use the energy through the arm, and learn how to use the wrist and everything like that. At the end, we practiced for like half an hour, and I taught him how to articulate the wrist and learn how to base and drive and everything. And he used his karate block, and he was able to stop the hook punch this time. And the difference was before he did up in his shoulder, there was no wrist control, so there was no life here. It was all here, so all the pressure would break through. But when I taught him how to use the wrist, I taught him how to create the structure, the intent, taught him how to control the energy when it hits, rather than getting hit. Instead of receiving the energy, he learned to initiate the energy. So he did the same karate movement he did, but the manner in which he used the energy was different.
Yeah.
And it made the difference for him to successfully block a hook punch versus fail in the first time. So it's not about the style. It's about the manner of movement which we do. We are never about the style at all. We never promote one style better than the other. We don't sit there and put one down over the other because it's not about the style.
It's not.
It's about how you are moving in that energy. And you can always refine yourself to be better because you can make your movements tighter, more fluid, more natural, quicker, all that stuff. So that's what MD is about. It's about refining your energy so you can be executing more at a faster rate, more powerful, using less energy, learn how to control him rather than overpower him, all those stuff. What I kind of did earlier, we'll talk about the wrist. I didn't overpower her. I learned how to manipulate her. I didn't use more strength. I used more control.
Yeah. Yep. Through physics and energy principles. That's what we're all about here. Melanie says, hey guys, don't forget to strike the like. Yes, thanks for the reminder, Melanie. Please strike the like, fam. If you haven't already, tap that subscribe and bell notifications. That way you know when we're going live and when we add new content. As the weeks keep rolling on, you're going to see us popping on a whole lot more, as well as more videos being released on this channel too. So keep an eye out. Also, if you're not already subscribed to our sister channel, Enter Shaolin, make sure you guys go to youtube.com/Enter Shaolin, subscribe there as well, because we're going to be adding more content there as well. So definitely check it out. Someone says, like, struck, stood no chance.
Seven has a question.
All right, let me see. Someone says, I'm not dealt with much trapping in martial arts. Could you go into a little detail about how not to get trapped with someone who loves trapping?
There's an easy answer to not to ever get trapped. Okay, trapping works really more in the Wing Chun system. It's not successful in other styles because to stop stuff from trapping, don't leave your hands out. Draw one back, draw one forward, you'll never get trapped. It's not possible. Trapping requires to have both hands in front of you. So if you learn to hit and never put your hands out both at the same time, you won't get trapped. Simple. People get trapped because they, like in a cheese out, you always bring your hands out in front of you so they can trap it. In boxing, you can't get trapped because one's always retracted. So you're never going to get trapped. So if you don't want to get trapped, don't bring your hands out. Don't bring both hands out, as you say, not one. Don't bring both your hands out at the same time. That's how you get trapped. A good example, someone who's grabbing you. So she's trying to grab me.
Okay.
That's no, it's just some both hands. That's both hands out here. So of course I can trap her from that. But if she does one hand grab, I can't trap her. There's no trapping because she doesn't have the other hand out. So if you don't want to ever get trapped, don't take both hands out at the same time. Simple answer.
Simple answer, simple tip. I hope that helps you not get trapped for future reference. Just don't let them, okay? Period. Robin said, bless you guys. I'm very thankful for the NDN system. Well, thank you, Robin.
So am I.
We greatly appreciate that. And I don't know why you just retracted that message, but thank you. In all cases, I don't know if you meant to do that or not. Let's see. Seven said like Dim Mak and Kyosho are systems. Are they?
Yeah, Dimok is the art so yes, I don't know Kyosho, I don't know the
Yeah, I
style,
don't know about
that.
Kyosho.
But I know Dimok, it's not a style, it is a system. It's you learn the palm strike, you
Yeah.
learn death touch. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have a method of how you combat. It's a focus of technique, how to do that one technique.
See you later, Don. Hopefully we'll see you next week, brother. Hey guys, we might be making a change in the time of this webinar. It might be earlier next week, but we will be scheduling it in the live section. So if you are subscribed to the channel, if you're not already, please go ahead and do that right now. Tap that bell notification because that way you will be updated when we go live. Mainly because this is like such a weird hour for us, and like a lot of times I don't get to eat dinner until like 9:30, and it's just really not working for me when I want to go to bed at a decent time. So we're thinking about maybe coming on a little bit earlier on Sundays. I'll get back to you about that. But again, if you're subscribed to the channel or on our email list, y'all gonna find out first. So don't worry about it.
I
Don't
guess I
sweat
have to
about it.
subscribe because this is the first I've heard of it too.
Oh, I was gonna talk to you about it later, but
Oh.
but yeah, it's something we've been thinking about for a while now. Just especially now that it's getting darker and darker, the winter months. You know, when it's like dark at like 5 p.m. It's not quite that bad yet, but give it another month, and that's where we're gonna be at here. Uh, so, Robin said, I wanted to say I'm very thankful. Thanks again. You're welcome, Robin, and thank you for being one of our awesome YouTube premium members. Appreciate that. If anyone would like to join that and get some exclusive videos that are on here, if you're not already a part of InnerShaolin.com, you can get some good beginner and intermediate content on there. Just hit the join button that's below the video that you are watching here on YouTube. Even if you're watching the replay, you're going to see a join button, unless you're already joined and logged in, of course. If you guys see the people with the little green, names lit up, that's why, because they're part of that and they're helping support this channel and helping us to keep doing what we're doing. So we appreciate all of you very much. All right, let's see, 7:59. All right, fam, we're going to go ahead and shut this live down. But if you are a member, make sure to join us on the Zoom call coming up here in a moment. And we're going to answer your questions live and interactive. Guess what, guys? I got that problem fixed. We can do all the critiques y'all want. We're good on that. So we are A-okay. The screen sharing is now fixed. So we'll see our family members over on Zoom. If you're not a member yet, go to innershaolin.com/join. Sign up real quick. Email me at support@innershaolin.com. Say, send me the link, please, and thank you.
One other thing, so for those who are new here, have not seen, we are opening up the Saturday videos.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's at 12. We're doing at 12 or 11 or both, or
right now it's at just 12, but
So it's
next
at
week
12.
it might be at 11. Again, subscribe to the channel because then you're gonna know everything before it happens.
Yeah, so we are
Mhm.
doing live classes now. So I teach on Saturdays from
Mhm.
11 to 1. Whenever we can film that alive, we'll have the announcement on.
Yeah.
But you guys will love it. It's a chance to see the lessons, to see the principles, and also not just that. The good
Yeah.
thing is you're going to see the mistakes people make, and when they do, how we can correct it. And that's if you fall on that line, like, oh, when I punch, I feel my shoulders, and we're doing a power class one day, we're teaching how to strike, and someone does it, you're like, oh, I have the same problem.
It's
I'm
gonna
so
help
glad
you.
It'll
It's
help.
gonna help you. And you
So,
guys can watch the last week's replay. Part of the sound was really good. A couple parts were off. We'll have it
You
fixed
don't hear
for
what I have
next
to say
week.
anyways. I got nothing good to say.
Come on, what you gotta say? Come on.
No, when I did the thing, when I was helping Sifu.
Oh, are you kidding me? You were spitting gold. Don't say that about yourself.
Ain't nobody got to hear
he's
it.
I was
sleeping
gonna say
bag
it's
in here.
free, so you guys don't have to pay for that.
I don't even get paid. That's how free it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
of love here at Inner Facts.
So we're getting into this guys
about
for
that.
free right now.
It's like sneak peek, so definitely
yeah,
check it out.
Tell all your friends who love martial arts to watch the class. It's something you learn. We are always teaching with information, teaching through principles. So a lot of times if it's an issue that you have, maybe you see in class, like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I have this issue, and then it can help address you.
Yeah.
So tell your friends. We'd love to
Invite
hear
them
from
to
you.
the Q&As too. Absolutely, the more the merrier.
And ask questions, please.
Yes.
We stick around for half an hour after class,
so we can answer your questions.
So far, no one's had many questions. I guess we're
That's,
just
you know what?
doing such a good job. That's
Because I
why.
did such a good job.
That's right. That's right.
When I did sales and rainbows and everything, I would ask at the end of the time when I would do a demonstration for a product, I'd be like, do you have any question? Like, you were so good at it. You answered every question I could think of. I was like, thanks. And so a lot of times when I do demonstrations,
Yeah, we don't get many
people
questions.
don't ask questions. 'Cause all that question that they have of whatever issue they have was addressed because I answered it
Oh,
before
yay.
someone asked it.
Well, I'm happy, Darren, because I was worried about you because I knew you were come on really early. So I was like, if we were earlier, I didn't know if that was going to mess up you getting to watch. So
I thought Darren left. I was going to say something mean stuff about him. No, I can't. No, I'm
you gotta
kidding.
save that for the next webinar.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. All right, family. Hopefully, Darren, we'll see you on the next one. We'll chit chat about some time frames and stuff like that, and hopefully make sure you can stay on live with us, brother.
And it's Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, Eastern Standard Time, fam. Always, always. All right, family. We're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for joining us on your day or evening, wherever you're joining us from. We love y'all. God bless. We'll see you next weekend. Family, let's head to Zoom. Okay.
Bah.